today on 21st of January 2025. We're here at Nakuru Girls Probation Station, where we are conducting an induction of our probation officers. The State Department for Correctional Services comprises two units, two technical units, and the General Administration, which is domiciled at the head office. The two technical units are Kenya Prison Service, which handles offenders serving custodial sentences, that is, those who are convicted and the remandees. Probation and Aftercare handles offenders or those in conflict with the law who are serving non-custodial sentences. That means they are either under probation orders or community service orders or aftercare. In general, we have about 60,000 offenders serving custodial sentences. That is the convicted and those who are remandees, who are awaiting the court process. In probation and aftercare, we have about 55,000 Kenyans serving non-custodial sentences under the three cadres I have mentioned earlier. Now, according to the Public Service Commission Act, we are supposed to have regular promotions and induction of those who have been promoted. And today in this station, which houses about 43 girls who have committed various offenses, we do have at a conference center. And in this conference center, in the year 2023, around August, we got our career progression and organizational structure approved by the Public Service Commission. That enabled us promote officers who for a long time had not gotten promoted. And these officers got promoted to deputy directors and directors because of that new organizational structure that came into place in August of 2023. It is those officers who are now transferred and allocated stations that we are now inducting. This is the first time in the history of probation and aftercare that we are carrying out such an exercise. So we are complying with the regulations of the Public Service Commission Act to induct and train these officers because they are AIE holders. In other words, they have a delegated instrument from my office as an accounting officer to handle financial transactions of the stations that they head. And this is very, very important. This induction is very, very important because not only are we empowering them as AIE holders, but we are also empowering them to become great leaders. Great leaders in the regions that they supervise and in the stations that they supervise. And that is the purpose of this session that we have. Why is it also important insofar as the offenders are concerned? We are, like I said earlier, we are handling about 55,000 offenders who are serving non-custodial sentences in probation orders or community service orders. It is imperative and important that we train these managers, deputy directors and directors in their mandate so that they can effectively supervise these offenders, be able to investigate the underlying causes. Because in these stations, in probation, we have a lot of staff who are very well trained. There are some are even PhD holders, but they are very well trained in issues of counseling. We have clinical psychologists, we have psychiatrists working with us, social workers, and people of various cadre who are very well able to handle offenders. And this has been very impactful because now we are seeing great reduction in recidivism. I was talking to this station. This station, for example, holds 43 young girls between the ages of 14 and 17 who have been in conflict with the law and are under probation orders. These girls come here, they undergo retraining, rehabilitation, counseling, intensive counseling for a period of 1 year to a maximum period of 3 years. They go back to school. They also undergo vocational training. They are able to be reintegrated back into society. And those who are older, they are 18 years and above, and who have gone through this rehabilitation, through my office, we are able to empower them with tools. For example, if they learn how to to do tailoring or hairdressing, we are able to give them equipment so that they go and start their own salons or tailoring shops, or they are able to get employment. And that is the whole idea. That is the whole idea of empowering people from the bottom. What His Excellency has emphasized, a bottom-up approach, bottom-up economic empowerment, and that we exemplify that in probation and aftercare. For example, you see in this institution, we are improving the institution. We are increasing the number of rooms, because as the population grows, then you also have more people offending. Just like you have more people going to prisons, more churches being built. In the same line, in the same length, we have more people offending and young girls. But I'm happy to report that the recidivism rate of young offenders, we have 6 stations. We have Kimumu in Eldoret, Kimumu Senior, Kimumu Junior, that is in Eldoret. We have here in Nakuru for girls. Kimumu is for boys. We have a hostel in Shanzu. We have a hostel in Siaya. We have a hostel at Kamai, though that one is run by the Kenya Prison Service. And we also have another one in Nairobi. For sure, from our statistics and experiences is that because of the effective offender management standard operating procedures that are in situ in probation and aftercare, we are seeing reduction in recidivism, great reduction in recidivism, and soon we are going to be showcasing and having documentaries in the media to showcase the success stories that we have. Just recently, one of our offenders graduated with a degree in medicine and surgery. That offender was funded from my office, which shows you that we do have a lot of reformed offenders, because we care for them, we take care of them. We have very well-trained officers here who can be able to handle that, and they follow them up. Once they are reintegrated back into society, we have mechanisms of following them up until we see and we make sure that they are now properly stabilized in the society and they are able to fend for themselves. In the State Department for Correctional Services, the greatest link between the offender and the community is actually probation officers. Probation officers are the link between the offender and the community. They prepare reports, they prepare pre-bail reports, pre-sentence reports, sentence review reports. They have what we call community volunteer programs where they go to the society and reconcile people, and reconcile the offender with the victim and the community. And because of that, we are seeing a gradual reduction in offenses. But like I say, as the population grows, also crime grows. But in terms of rate of increase of criminal tendencies, we are seeing an actual reduction. Why is this? Because we are now taking the fight to the ground. We have relationships with the chiefs, we have relationships with the community leaders, the Nyumba Kumi leaders, and we do a follow-through. And we have a very good relationship with the judiciary. We have an whole of government approach. The probation officers sit in the regional and the county security committees, and therefore they are able to interact with all the other sector players to ensure that persons who could even be in conflict with the law are prevented from doing so, and those in conflict with the law are rehabilitated and reintegrated. Of course, stigma still exists, and that is why we have sessions like this where we educate the public, and we will also be in the coming days, we are going to be having several sessions in the media where we educate the public on the work that we do, particularly in probation and aftercare, so that they can see that our work is impactful in terms of reducing crime. In fact, we have been doing a lot. We have legal reforms ongoing. We are reviewing all our legal instruments, both at the Kenya Prison Service and probation and aftercare. And very soon, and this has not been done since independence, and we want to thank His Excellency for the support that he has given us. Very soon we are going to have a whole new legislation, a very progressive legislation that speaks to the Kenya Correctional Service Act and Bill and the regulations as well as the policy. We also have embarked through the support of His Excellency on digitalization of the entire State Department, both the 136 prisons that we have as well as the 148 probation offices we have. And what that will help is that in addition to generally enhancing efficiency in service delivery, we will now even be able to track reoffenders and offenders. And that in itself is aimed at reducing reoffending, because now we will be able to track who is an offender who is reoffending, and therefore what mechanisms can we take to prevent them from reoffending.